Manchester City are breathing a sigh of relief. Wow. What the hell happened there? It almost, I'm talking fractions, millimeters, centimeters away from arguably one of the greatest comebacks in Premier League history. If Fulham came back from 5-1 down and equalized to 5-1, that would have been simply incredible. Now, you saw some good things from Man City. You saw some really, really good things in terms of the way they were playing football in the first half, even early parts of the second half, to even go 5-1 up. The football that are playing, you saw Haaland show both sides of his game. A beautiful instinctive finish, like we know Erling Haaland can do. Then putting Tijani Reinders through for a lovely finish for himself. So you're thinking, wow, this is going to be easy game. Phil Foden, he joined. Like I said in my last video, people, if Manchester City are going to do anything this season, they need Foden to join the party. He is the only player in that City team who can affect the game on the board, statistically, to a, obviously not to an Erling Haaland rate, but to be a B man to Haaland. Cherky can provide assists. Doku can provide assists. But not the goals, not the penetration that Phil Foden can offer. And his 2 goals were lovely. Those are vintage Phil Foden. The second one gets to the back post, lovely finish. But that first one whips it in. That's what a confident Phil Foden looks like. Like, a lot of talk about Foden. Yes, did he have one of the big fall-offs after I've seen a player win the Player of the Year award? Yes, he did. Right? It was up there with Eden Hazard's one after he won it in 14-15. But we know the quality that Phil Foden provides. A lot of people want to put him in this box that, oh, he's not a top player. Foden is a top player. He just needs to get back to it. A lot of talk last season, mental issues. We don't know what happened on that side. But in terms of actual being a top football player, Foden is still that for me. Now, I know he doesn't do it enough for England, but for Manchester City, the contribution that he can still put up, if he's at his best, he will still be one of the better players and leading players in the Premier League. He just has to get back to that level. And in the last 2 games, 4 goals in 2, he is showing, okay, I'm ready to be part of something big this season if Manchester City can do this. Now, I've said all that, right? And I'll talk about Erling Haaland separately in a sec. But the defending, Manchester City will not win the Premier League defending like that. It is just not possible. That is something you will not see from Arsenal. That's who they're chasing. I don't need to talk about anyone else. They are chasing Arsenal. That can't happen. That simply can't happen. For them to think they can win the league, they can't defend that way. To the point where Fulham had them under the cosh in the last few minutes. You look at CHUKUWEZE almost got the penalty. You look at Kevin getting down the line and putting balls across the box. Then you're looking at the opportunity where King, I think it was, almost scored at the end. Man City need to keep their cool. They need to get on the ball, keep the ball, and keep their head. You cannot play like that if you are trying to win the Premier League. Now, we can say 5 goals away from home. Amazing. But the fact that they needed 5 away from home to still win the game, that is the part which is not impressive. Shout out to Fulham, though, because I thought they gave it all. I thought Smith Rowe in the first half was pretty good as well. IWOBI obviously got a goal with a lovely finish. And CHUKUWEZE, you know, he was causing havoc. And I like the look of this Kevin guy as well. He came off the bench, but I like the look of him in the small things that I've seen of Kevin so far this season. But the record continues. Manchester City have beaten Fulham. I think it's it's 19 times in a row in all competitions or something. That is absolutely crazy. 19 times in a row. That doesn't even make sense. And I think it's 16 or 17 times in the Premier League in a row. The longest run in Premier League history for one team beating another. They haven't lost since 2012 to Fulham. So the record is literally not even draws. It's just wins, like in a row. It's absolutely mental. But again, on the positive side for Man City, despite me thinking that, I personally think the way they handled that game, the way they, tried to maneuver that game was poor. The game management was horrible. That cameo from Savinho, what's he doing? Genuinely, what is he doing? I have no idea. But where I want to give Man City credit, I think Tijani Reinders' best role is actually playing closer. Not close to the striker, but he needs to be able to be making them deeper runs. That is where Tajani Reinders is best, when he's able to make them runs beyond. Because I think if you look at his finishing ability, even going from AC Milan, the guy's a goal scorer. I think he scored 15 goals last season. He's somebody that wants to score. You look at Gundogan, for example. He's somebody that wants to get beyond and score goals. All of a sudden, you can get 7, 8 goals out of them a season, and you're laughing. That is the type of contribution you're going to need from a midfielder in that role. So when I've been seeing him play a little bit deeper at Man City, I've been thinking he needs to kind of get beyond. And you saw the cool, composed finish today. He finished that like a pure number 9. Finished it like a pure number 9. So you got to give him a shout for that. And of course, you can't speak about Man City without speaking about Erling Haaland. I got the Barcelona game on right now as well. I've been watching that. But you can't speak about Man City without speaking about Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland, 100 Premier League goals. The fastest player to 100. Trying to get the stat up. The fastest player to 100 in Premier League history. And I'm trying to get the ratio in which he did it. Yes. So Haaland, 100 goals in 111 games. Alan Shearer, 124 in 100. Sorry, let me do that again. Erling Haaland, 100 goals in 111 games. It took Shearer 124, Harry Kane 141, Aguero 147, and Henry 160. If you're talking about the best pure number 9s, well, maybe Henry's not a pure number 9, but if you're looking at the best number 9s in Premier League history, I think that's all the ones there on the list. Erling Haaland, Alan Shearer, Harry Kane, Sergio Aguero, and Thierry Henry. I kind of see Rooney as like an all-round player, but I think if you're looking at just the number 9s, I think that is the list. And Erling Haaland has absolutely blown them out the water. I said it in his first season, and I'm going to say it again. Haaland is the best goal scorer to ever play in the Premier League. And if he wants to stay in this league for as long as he wants, he will break Alan Shearer's record. We have never seen something like Erling Haaland, and statistically, he's showing it. The guy is on another level when it comes to goal scoring. For me, he's the best number 9 in the world. And today, he showed a lovely side of him, as I said, but getting the assist, but also scoring. Man City don't have to worry about him. It's all the acts that come with him. Doku got on the score sheet, but we just don't know what Doku's going to do next week. Is he going to get on a score sheet? Is he going to contribute? You don't know. But the big thing for them is that they have someone that's firing with Erling Haaland. The next question is that defense. Vardio, John Stones, Nunes, O'Reilly, they've got to be tighter. But it all also stems from the midfield. You look at the way IWOBI got his goal. 3 man. Bernardo with Nico Gonzalez. Is that solid enough? Is that robust enough? Is that tight enough? You have your question marks. But there was good patches for Manchester City, but there's also a lot of negatives in that. And I don't think Pep Guardiola or the Man City team are going to be walking away happy. You're happy for the 3 points, 100%. You're going to say, listen, we'll take the 3 points. But there's no doubt that those players there are going to sit there and be like, that wasn't impressive. That wasn't impressive. They're going to be going into change room saying, what was that, boys? What was that? We almost collapsed. And the confidence that would have given Arsenal to go on and win their next game would have been massive. Our City were able to close the gap to 5 points this season. Now it's 2 points. Now, of course, Arsenal have a game in hand, but you want to be giving that pressure. You want to be making Arsenal think, start playing with a bit of nerves. If City had dropped points today after a result like that, 5-5, then you could have counted them out of the title race. So today, it's still a big win, but the performance and the result, the performance, they'll have question marks over it. But anyway, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. Let me know what you think about Manchester City versus Fulham. That is an absolute blockbuster of a football game. Who would have thought that was going to happen from 5-1? But, the Spurs game is on at the moment as I record. Barcelona are on. I'm going to do a Barcelona review. I've been loving this game. But guys, like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. It's your boy, CultureCams. I'm out. Peace.